When people talk about Natasha Howard, they often focus on her relentless defense, her 3 WNBA championships, her intensity on both ends of the court. But before all the accolades, before the headlines and trophies, there was a childhood in Toledo, Ohio, shaped by the steady, nurturing, and unshakable presence of her mother, Natasha Howard. While Natasha's father, Howard Hicks, was publicly recognized for his coaching background, it was Natasha who anchored Natasha's emotional and day-to-day world, ensuring the foundation beneath her daughter's rise was built on stability, faith, and unconditional love. Born on September 2, 1991, Natasha came into a world already familiar with basketball. Her father coached at the University of Toledo, and the sport ran through the household like a current. But it was Natasha who did the daily lifting. She wasn't in the headlines or in game huddles, she was behind the scenes, making sure Natasha had everything she needed, not just to survive but to thrive. Whether it was making meals, encouraging her through school challenges, or driving her to early practices and late-night games, Natasha played the kind of role that often goes unrecognized in sports lore, yet is absolutely essential to it. From a young age, Natasha was a gifted athlete. Her talent showed early, and she quickly stood out at Morrison R. Waite High School in Toledo. But talent alone doesn't carry a child through the demanding landscape of competitive athletics. It takes discipline, encouragement, and someone to believe in you unconditionally. For Natasha, that someone was Natasha. While her father's basketball background offered tactical knowledge, her mother provided the emotional and mental clarity Natasha needed to keep pushing forward. During her high school years, Natasha averaged nearly 25 points per game, becoming Ohio's Ms. Basketball in 2010 and earning a spot in the McDonald's All-American game. These accomplishments didn't happen in a vacuum. Natasha was present through it all, celebrating quietly, encouraging from the stands, and keeping her daughter grounded. Natasha's transition from high school to college brought her to Florida State University. It was a major shift, not just geographically, but emotionally and socially. Natasha remained a central figure during this time, offering her daughter reassurance and comfort through phone calls, visits, and prayer. The distance between Toledo and Tallahassee didn't weaken their connection. If anything, it strengthened it. At Florida State, Natasha made an immediate impact, earning ACC All-Freshman honors and developing into a top-tier two-way player. Through every breakthrough and setback, Natasha was there, not in a loud, attention-seeking way, but in the way that truly matters: steady, thoughtful, present. What's often overlooked about athletes like Natasha is the spiritual core that keeps them centered. In Natasha's case, that spiritual foundation was nurtured at home. Natasha raised her daughter in a faith-driven environment, where church, prayer, and scripture were not just occasional references, but part of daily life. That grounding became vital for Natasha as she progressed through college and into professional sports. As the spotlight grew brighter and the challenges more complex, Natasha leaned on her faith, a faith shaped and guided by her mother. Even today, Natasha often shares Bible verses and inspirational messages, a reflection of the spiritual legacy Natasha instilled in her. When Natasha was selected 5th overall by the Indiana Fever in the 2014 WNBA draft, it was a moment of celebration not just for her, but for the entire family. Natasha's quiet sacrifices over the years, early mornings, late nights, encouraging talks, and emotional labor, had all contributed to that moment. Her daughter was now a professional athlete, fulfilling a dream years in the making. That first year in the WNBA came with its own set of adjustments, but Natasha quickly proved her value. In the 2015 WNBA Finals, she delivered a perfect performance, going 8-for-8 from the field and 3-for-3 from the free throw line. It was a remarkable feat, one of the best shooting displays in finals history, and Natasha was among the first to congratulate her. As Natasha's career evolved, so too did Natasha's role. Her daughter's journey took her from Indiana to Minnesota, where Natasha won her first WNBA championship in 2017 with the Lynx. Then came Seattle, where she captured 2 more titles in 2018 and 2020 with the Storm. In 2019, Natasha was named WNBA Defensive Player of the Year, cementing her place among the league's elite. Through all the moves, titles, and honors, Natasha was Natasha's constant, offering perspective when things got overwhelming, helping her remain focused, and reminding her of the values that mattered most. Life in professional sports can be unsteady. Trades happen, injuries arise, roles shift. Natasha experienced this firsthand when she transitioned from a key role player to a franchise cornerstone. Her ability to reinvent herself, defensively and offensively, was not just a result of coaching or experience. It stemmed from an internal toughness, a mental and emotional resilience first modeled by her mother. Natasha taught her how to respond to adversity with grace, how to stay humble in success, and how to stay patient in seasons of waiting. One of the most impressive aspects of Natasha's influence is how she remained involved without ever overshadowing her daughter. She didn't seek attention or press. She was never front and center in the media. Instead, she let her daughter shine, offering love and support from the background, knowing her role wasn't to lead but to uplift. That kind of quiet strength is rare. It's the type of love that doesn't demand recognition, but deserves it all the same. When Natasha joined the New York Liberty in 2021 and later the Dallas Wings, her journey continued to expand, geographically and professionally. Overseas stints with clubs like Fenerbahce added another layer to her career. And throughout every new chapter, Natasha remained the same unwavering voice in Natasha's life. Whether cheering her on in person or watching games late at night from home, she stayed connected to her daughter's ever-evolving world. Their bond was built not on proximity, but on presence, the kind that's felt even when distance separates. In 2025, Natasha made headlines once again when she re-signed with the Indiana Fever on a one-year contract worth over $200,000, a return to the team that originally drafted her. For Natasha, it was a full-circle moment. For Natasha, it was another proud chapter in a story she had helped author from the beginning. That signing was more than a transaction. It was a testament to Natasha's longevity, adaptability, and continued excellence. And once again, her mother was there, offering prayers, encouragement, and pride. What makes Natasha Howard's role in this story so powerful is how she helped build not just a great basketball player, but a remarkable woman. Natasha is known for her community work, her leadership, her humility, and her consistency, all traits she learned at home. Natasha taught her that success is not just about awards, but about character. That being elite on the court means nothing if you're not kind, thoughtful, and generous off it. In many interviews, Natasha has mentioned her mom, not in grand proclamations, but in the small, sincere acknowledgments that show how deep their bond goes. She has spoken about how her mother's voice guided her through difficult decisions, how her mother's example taught her how to handle success with humility and setbacks with poise. In an era where so much is loud and performative, Natasha's quiet influence is refreshing. She is the kind of mother whose love doesn't need a stage, it shines all on its own. As Natasha continues her professional career, whether it's dominating in the paint, locking down opponents, or mentoring younger players, the impact of her mother is ever present. Natasha gave Natasha more than encouragement. She gave her a blueprint: be consistent, stay grounded, and never forget where you came from. Natasha lives by those principles, and it shows in every game she plays, every interview she gives, every fan she inspires. Their story is a reminder that greatness is rarely achieved alone. Behind every elite athlete is someone who made sacrifices, offered support, and believed even when no one else did. For Natasha Howard, that person is her mother. Natasha may not have had the spotlight, but she lit the path her daughter now walks with pride and power.